haven't been on in a while, and I wanted to talk to you guys just about where we are in our process. I did go see Dr. Garza back at the end of January, and I picked up my size in. I don't know if you can see it. There it is. It's been in the fridge. I have a lot to tell y'all about, and then at the same time, not much. We were supposed to start our treatment, and I told Dr. Garza, I had just, before we drove down, I was in a little bit of a denial. My PCP told me that I was diabetic, and I don't know if anybody has ever had that news where I was in denial, even when I went to see Garza, but I did tell him that I may be diabetic. And when I came home, I took my blood sugar before I called the doctor because I was wanting to be retested. But I took my own blood sugar and it was 217, which there was nothing to debate at that point. I've been on medication since and had to change medications because I was not doing well. I was having some of the worst side effects. When I saw Dr. Garza on, I believe it was the 26th, I was supposed to start the next day, my period, and I didn't. And I basically went about a month and I didn't start. And I was supposed to start my size in cycle day 2, but I didn't start. I didn't start because by then I'd really been praying about whether to move forward with it or not. And I had decided to wait and just kind of wait till God made me know that I know that I know. And I know if you're a spiritual person, you understand, is that I wanted God to just kind of bless this, because the one thing I have to say and admit is that I hadn't surrendered this to God. This is something I've wanted. It's something I've wanted for a very long time. I mean, this is, my videos start about a year and a half, 2 years ago, I'm not even sure. But this is something I wanted since I was in my late 20s. Through a lot of circumstances, we weren't able to try until I was 37, 38, and now I'm 40 and diabetic. After the diabetes news, I had an echocardiogram scheduled because I'm having elevated pulse. My pulse is anywhere from a baseline of 100 to 125, 138. So I had an echocardiogram done, and a couple of days ago, I got the news that I now have a heart condition and I'll start seeing cardiology. Maybe that's why I didn't start. You know, I prayed about it and I knew God would give me the answer. Now I'll say I'm terrified. I don't like looking at my condition because everything I've read scares me. And if you watched or listened really to my last video, you heard me talk about, you know, does anybody else think about mortality, especially doing this at a later age? For me, it was losing my parents and thinking, like, what if I die around that age? You know, to tell y'all about my visit with Dr. Garza, he has no idea about my heart condition, but he did want to move forward and he was excited and said, let's go, we can do this. This is something completely that I wasn't aware of. To be honest, I'm not willing to risk my life. I already worry about my 2 kids. And for those of you that know or don't know, I am remarried. I have a husband, obviously, because I'm trying to have a baby, but their dad's not in the picture. Our family was my mom and my dad, which if you've been following me, you know I don't have my parents anymore. And I worry about them. And I worry about, I need to be around for them. I mean, this has just really scared me to the core. I can't risk when I already have 2. I can't risk my life. At this point, the only alternative may be a surrogate. And I have a friend who's offered to help us. Now nothing's written in stone, and you know, I feel a great responsibility instead of just jumping on that. I mean, I know we all want it, but I do feel the responsibility of making sure that it's not only good for us, but it's good for her, that she's certain of what she wants to do, and then move forward with talking to Dr. Garza. I also want to talk to my cardiologist. I go at the end of this month to see the cardiologist and kind of figure that out. And really it depends on how bad it is, you know. If it's bad enough, I might choose not to do it at all, surrogate or not. If it's something doable, then I'm maybe willing to look at this. But you guys, I've been trying, and it just feels like there's thing after thing after thing. And it's just been me. I mean, I've seen so many people get pregnant, you know, and I'm not losing hope in Dr. Garza, but I have to be cautious and use discernment and know what I'm doing is right before God, and that it will be blessed. And that matters a whole lot in my book. No more updates until we're moving forward with something. And I'll just keep my sizing in the fridge. I know I can still develop eggs to be fertilized. So maybe I'll decide to freeze them. I don't know yet. And I don't have the luxury of time either. I am 40, y'all. So that being said, say a prayer for us as we're moving forward with my health. The person that is willing to help me with surrogacy doesn't change her mind. I mean, that's kind of scary, and I love her to pieces. I mean, you guys know that if somebody's offering something like that, it has to be someone that is just as closest to my heart as can be. So I feel a great responsibility there as well. I did notice when I went to Dr. Garza's office, the prices have changed. Like my size-in, it used to be 2,500 pesos. Now it's 3,000 pesos per vial. We did get the LIT therapy injection where they make the serum with your husband's blood and inject it. I did get that. It was still the same price. I paid $150 for it. They did viral labs on him, and I want to say they were 1,000 pesos. So yeah, the prices have gone up. The doctor's still, you know, same process. Seems like the clinic's busier. All new faces in there. And you know, guys, Dr. Garza is a good doctor. Just because I haven't seen results, it's probably just me. I've seen so many women get pregnant that I still would recommend him, you know. And sadly for me, I've had a bunch of life happen and set this back, trying to get my health under control and decide what's the best way to move forward, or if I'm just closing this chapter and being done with it, because it's a scary thing, you know, to find out you have heart failure or, you know, diabetes. I watched my mother have open heart surgery and diabetes for many years, so this is probably some of my biggest fears, and I'm having to face them right now. So just send prayers our way. And ladies, I hope these videos help. They're in no way, shape, or form perfect, but they were done with as much information as I could give out. And there's also a website on Facebook, or a web page for, if you search Dr. Arturo Garza, you could find it on Facebook. Bunch of helpful, sweet girls on there, and they have some really good admins. So if you're looking for information, that's a place. If you want to connect with me, usually the best place is to comment here on this video. Even if you send me an email, I'm horrible about my emails, y'all. It's just as bad as a voicemail. So comment here. I emailed you, girl, and I will check it. I do have a Facebook page, which is somewhere you can connect with me, and you're always welcome to send me an inbox. I usually do take the time to get those. It's just a matter of notifications coming to me. So you guys, it's still just me. None of this is perfect, but it is everything I myself have experienced. I wanted to congratulate Andrea. She's from Houston, and she is pregnant with twins now, which she found Dr. Garza through this. So as much as, you know, I'm sad for my situation, I did this so that other people can be blessed. and maybe it's not going to answer all your questions, but it's going to point you in the right direction. So I hope that these videos are helpful to you guys.